Republicans are introducing a bill right up in the lead up to the midterms. It's effectively very similar to the Don't Say Gay bill of Florida, but they want to do it nationally. They want it to be a full national policy. Representative Mike Johnson of Louisiana, 32 other members of Republican members of Congress earlier this week introduced the Stop the Sexualization of Children Act of 2022, which would prohibit the use of federal funds to develop, implement, facilitate, or fund any sexually oriented program, event, or literature for children under the age of 10 and for other purposes. So what is sexually oriented material? It's any depiction, description, or simulation of sexual activity, any lewd or lascivious depiction or description of human genitals, or any topic involving gender identity, gender dysphoria, transgenderism, sexual orientation, or related issues. And do you see the magic trick that they performed right there? So what does sexually oriented mean? Well, a graphic depiction of a penis or literally trans people just existing. Not in a sexual context, not talking about sex, not showing sex. Literally the acknowledgement that people exist is the same thing as a graphic depiction of sex. That is the trick that they're playing here. They want to use this idea that we need to save the children, the extension of the whole QAnon thing, to now say anything having to do with gender identity, literally at all, transgenderism, anything about sexual orientation, literally acknowledging that gay people exist is the same thing as graphic video of sexual acts. And that's what they're running on nationally in the run up to these midterms, AB.
That is a dangerous position for them to be in, especially considering the fact that they don't want abortions, right? Even if rape, incest, anything like that. So what you're doing is deciding not to teach children about safe sex, right? Just understanding the aspect of sex for the sake of discriminating against a population that you don't agree with, right? But at the same time, while you say you want to protect the children, you're not protecting the children when they are raped, or if they have an unsafe pregnancy, right? If they are potentially not gonna even make it from a woman's womb, right? You're not protecting children. What you are protecting is your bias. You are protecting the fact that you just don't like a population of people who aren't the same as you, or better yet, who won't vote for you.
Yeah, 100%. Concludes, one of the individuals concludes by saying the Democrat Party and their cultural allies are on a misguided crusade to immerse young children in sexual imagery and radical gender ideology. No, they're not. They're not. So here's the thing. I'm gonna talk to these individuals as if they actually care about any of this, which they don't. Let's be clear about that. Some kids are gay. Some kids are bi. Some kids are asexual. Some kids are trans. That is true. And I'm speaking generally there, but I mean in every single country across every single time period. That is always going to be the case. You can't stop that. Not allowing them to know these words or read about in a book or see it on TV or whatever doesn't change that. All you can do is maybe make them feel not accepted. You can make them feel not loved. You can make them feel ashamed or fearful, stigmatized. You can maybe do that. You can increase the net amount of suffering in the world. You can do that. You can't change these kids though, because they're always going to be that way. Nobody is transing a kid. Nobody is making someone become gay. That's not how any of that works. And they know that that's not how it works, because if you were to ask them, okay, so if you could just show someone a book and they become trans, how many books would I have to show you to make you trans or gay or bi or whatever? And they would say never, that's impossible. And yet they believe that it's true for everyone else. It's not, that's not how it works. All they're doing is trying to drive entire cultures back into the closet. That's literally it. Any other thoughts, AB?
Yeah, I just think that they should go back into the closet and just let us be people and live our lives, right? Like you are literally promoting hate for the sake of votes. And that's a sad position to be in when this is the United States of America, right? Where we are supposed to be the land of the free and the land of the brave. So be brave enough to love people who just don't think and look like you. And be brave enough to love these children enough to educate them about the choices that they have in life, right? Y'all came here, we came here as Americans, right? To have an option to live a better life and not be under the king's rule, right? And not be forced to live a way that we don't agree with. And yet, the Republican Party every day is trying to find an excuse to not allow people to live and have the same freedoms that they possess or they want to continue to have. And when they think that their freedoms are going to get taken away from them or their power is going to be taken away from them, what they do is they try to suppress everyone else. So they are fueling the same hate and the same damage that they believe these books would impose on their children. They are doing it, and it's way worse because the kids have the internet, right? So even if they don't get it in a book, they can get it from Google. And kids get phones younger and younger these days. So you can't hide the information from them. As opposed to hiding the information and hiding the truth, why don't you just teach it to them in a loving, open way so they can make their own decisions?
I am getting a little bit scared when I think about how you say they can't hide on the internet, but like, I don't know, maybe for 2024, it's gonna be a bill to literally ban any references to this stuff on the internet. I don't know. Now I understand people think that's impossible. They're the free speech party. Well, first of all, wake up and join 2022. They don't care about anything like that. They're banning thousands of books. But yeah, we'll see what they might do to the internet at some point. Yeah, it's just, they are extremely wealthy people pointing at other groups and saying, hate them. Don't focus on me and the accrued wealth that I have, the economic inequality that my policies have created. Hate that person, whether because they're Muslim or they're black or they're gay or whatever. Just hate, you guys all hate each other, and we're gonna be having fancy dinner parties if you need us. That's basically what all American politics is.